Hello there. How are you all doing, my friends, my viewers, my subscribers? You're probably saying, who are you? Who are you? Or where have you been? I know, folks. I know. It's been a long time. Hi, everybody. It's Matt. And it's been about a month. I think the last videos I made were for the Fest for Beatle fans when I bumped into Joe and Brad and Marv and Alan and had a great time with the guys and just a wonderful, wonderful experience down there at the fest. And I came back, put a couple of videos together for you. A lot of people said they enjoyed them, and I appreciate that. But then I don't know what happened. It's like 4 weeks, or almost 4 weeks, have flown by like nothing. It's just you get caught up in life and work and responsibilities, and spring is here and winter ended since the fest, and getting the yard work done and getting things caught up around the house. But anyway, you don't want to hear about all that stuff. But anyway, I'm back, folks. So I'm hoping today to do several videos, a couple of short ones, maybe one or two longer ones. So you may get inundated with videos from me today. By the end of today, I may have 3 or 4 up. I hope you don't mind. But I've got some time now, and I've got some backlog of things I've been wanting to show and talk about. So I figured I'd get right into it. So the first one I'm going to do to welcome myself back, so to speak, is I have some cool CDs that I've received over the past month from my friend Robert P. Robert P. has been kind enough to send me some more CDs, homemade CDs that look beautiful, that sound beautiful, that you can't believe if you've ever seen any of his CDs before displayed on my channel or other folks' channel. You know how such TLC he puts into these releases and these needle drop only recordings, they call them, things you just can't get on CD. So anyway, or things you just can't get anymore. I mean, some of these things, I can't even imagine how I would obtain them without spending a fortune to get the original vinyl or the original recordings. You just could never do it. So hats off to Robert P., and I salute you, Robert P. Thank you for sending these to me. So let me get into it. Short video, but this is my special Beatles / something else I want to show you, Robert P. video. Thank you, Robert. You're awesome, and I appreciate all your kindness and generosity. I don't know how to express my gratitude to you for what you've done and what you've shared with me. So the first one Robert has sent me over the past month or so is called The Beatles Open-Ended Interviews. All right, there's the back. Now these were a series of pieces of vinyl that came out years ago for Meet the Beatles' second album, the Hard Day's Night album, I believe Help also. Yeah, where it would go out to radio stations and different outlets, and then the DJs or whoever, the interviewer, could make a recording as if they were interviewing the Beatles live in the studio with them, and then put that out over the air to their local listeners or whatever, and people would get all excited about it, like, wow, you know, WWWW, whatever radio station it was, actually had an interview with the Beatles today. Isn't that fantastic? So these things are very cool. They're hard to come by. I can't even imagine what it would be for me to try to obtain the vinyl or an original vinyl pressing of these. But you can see there's a picture of them on the back here, what the original little sleeve looked like, I believe. And that's what you get on the disc Robert P. sent me. Really nice package, folks. I'll show you some of the things that Robert included. There's a little slip sleeve. Inside it shows what the original vinyl labels look like. There's one for the second album. There's another one, the back side of the Beatles' second album one. I believe the first one must have been for Meet the Beatles, and yeah. Then you have the Hard Day's Night. That's what the vinyl looked like. Some liner notes. Another picture of the vinyl. Help open-ended interview with the label. Just really cool stuff, folks. I mean, things you're just not going to be able to obtain anywhere, and some more liner notes and a label. Really nice package. Here's what the CD looks like. Is that gorgeous? Okay, so that's the first one. Just a really treat to have it. So grateful to have that. The next one Robert sent me was remember the famous album on VJ called The Beatles versus the Four Seasons? Well, I have it on CD. There's the back. Comes in a gatefold, replicated. Isn't that gorgeous? Beatles versus the Four Seasons. And on the inside, you get a replica of the poster, I believe, that came with the original album. And here's the label. VJ. Beatles versus the Four Seasons. Beautiful, beautiful to have this on CD. I mean, you just can't get this stuff. Another beautiful one he sent me was the 15 greatest songs of the Beatles, all composed by John, Paul, and George, but sung by the Mercy Boys. Who remembers this one on VJ? Just a picture of John, Paul, and George on the cover. And what this is folks, is basically, I think, VJ saw the writing on the wall that they didn't have too many more opportunities to cash in on the Beatles music and release Beatles music. So here's the inside. Some liner notes. So this band was tasked, or given the task, of recording 15 of the Beatles songs. And I have to say they do a pretty good job. I mean, you know, if you want to consider it one of the first Beatles tribute cover CDs or albums ever, this album by the Mercy Boys is pretty darn good. I mean, you get a nice sampling of songs of the early stuff. She Loves You, Please Please Me, All My Loving, It Won't Be Long, Thank You Girl, Misery, Ask Me Why. I mean, they do a really great job. Here's the song titles. I don't know if you can see it good. But it's a beautiful CD. I mean, it's something that, to get the original vinyl of this would probably be very difficult, I'm guessing. So to have it on disc like this, where I can play it in the car or play it in my home, it's wonderful. And the last Beatles one I have to show you from Robert is a really cool one. I've always loved this cover. I've seen Marv show it. I think I've seen Brad show it and some other folks here. But I certainly don't have the vinyl and may perhaps never will. But it's the Beatles and Frank Ifield on stage. England's greatest recording stars. This is called the portrait cover, I believe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But there it is on CD. And you only get like, I believe you get 4 Beatles songs and the rest is Frank Ifield. Or if Ifield, am I pronouncing that right? There's the back. But you can see there's only really 4 Beatles songs. The rest is Frank. But just a treat to have it, folks. I mean, this is just one of those albums that's very hard to get. Here's the label. Again, black VJ label. And what Robert did, which I thought was very cool, is he recreated the other alternate cover of this album. I mean, you have what's called the portrait cover, but then you have what's this cover right here. So he made the inner folder that cover with a backing right there. Picture of Beatles and Frank. So we have that cover as well, along with the portrait cover. Very nice. Thank you, Robert. So that's nice to have. And last but not least today, to go along with, and I've showed this one before, Robert, like months ago, several months ago, made me the Batman TV soundtrack CD. Now to go along with it, he sent me this cool one, which was a big surprise for me, and I was so excited to get it. The Green Hornet. Original television score, music composed and conducted by Billy May. Look at that. There's the front. There's the back. Green Hornet. And inside you get a cool cover. Nice backing there. And here's what's really cool is look at the CD itself. Isn't that a cool label? Really cool stuff. So happy to have it, folks. Okay, so anyway, that's it. I want to do a quick one here. And thanks to Robert P. I'm going to get this one posted and get another one done. Robert P., thank you again. I'm so happy to show your wonderful material that you sent me, and I appreciate it. Take care, everybody. I'll be right back. God bless. Bye-bye.